Hello! Today's collective cosmic key, we're going to use the number 3. 1, 2, 3. The astral plane. On the bottom of the deck we've got congratulations. 1, 2, 3. The divine feminine. 1, 2, 3. Joy. 1, 2, 3. A test. 1, 2, 3. Energetic downloads. 1, 2, 3. Discomfort. 777. 222. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, abundance at the very end. What is this speaking about? Everything starts energetically and makes its way to the physical. And when we think about energetic downloads, or what it is that we are bringing into our system to process and integrate within ourselves, everything that happens that way starts at the crown, the higher dimensions, and is pulled forth through the crown into the third eye, all the way down to the root energy between your hips. Your root energy is your connection to self, the physical world, and everything around you and external to you. So, thusly, energetic downloads, the energy we bring in for integration, starts energetically at the crown, the higher dimensions, and works its way down to the physical, the root energy. Now, when we're releasing energy, it goes the opposite way. So everything physical, self, and external related starts at the root, and we purge it out through the crown. So what we're speaking on here is that all of the things that are about to happen, all of the new energy, we're pulling that in as energetic downloads from the crown all the way down. And this is speaking on energetic downloads in regards to the ways in which we can shift and change our perspectives, our actions, our routines, the structures that we have in place to make room and space for healthy divine feminine energy. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. It has nothing to do with the parts on your meat car. So divine feminine energy is your connection to feeling, compassion, empathy, and we are connecting our divine feminine energy to our emotional body. They work in tandem. They're very much part of the same structures within us energetically. Our energetic body holds the trunk of the energetic tree, and our sacral energy is our energetic center connected to our emotional body. It's also connected to the color orange and gold. So the divine feminine energy lives in this space between the heart, the solar plexus, and the sacral energy. Now, in our heart, that's where we connect to joy. And so these energetic downloads are basically upgrades flowing through the heart space, becoming known and understood, flowing down through the solar plexus, feeling confident about how that energy is integrating itself within us, feeling good about it, feeling like, yes, it resonates as truth, I'm good, I feel good about it, and then bringing it down into the sacral where we feel it, where we know it in the heart, feel good about it in the solar plexus, and confident about it to take action. We take that action, we bring it down into the sacral, and the sacral is where our emotional body, our divine feminine energy lives. So this is creation energy here in the sacral, bringing everything that we're taking from the crown down to bring it to the root where it manifests itself in our reality. So that creative energy needs to flow all the way down to the root. Now, this can feel like an uncomfortable process, because if you think about birth, I've spoken about this many times in our community on TikTok Live. Birth, the process of birth, when you think about a female parts person who's bringing a new life into the world, those situations are particularly uncomfortable, right, for both the mother and the child. So when we think about energetically birthing something, doesn't matter what parts are on your body, taking that energy from the crown and bringing it down to the physical, we are birthing something new into the world, into our reality, whether that's internally or externally. Manifestations are birth energy, their creation energy being birthed into reality. These tests are in relationship to whether or not you're going to allow yourself to feel the things you need to let go of in order to make space for these new possibilities. That's the 777 part of it. There's a lot of prosperity and abundance available to us. And when I say prosperity and abundance, I do not mean monetarily, physically, material in the physical world, so much as I mean of spirit, of energy, the abundance and prosperity of self, and the mastery of self enough to understand that we can move through discomfort, because we know right on the other side of that is everything we've ever dreamed of. And the test is, are you going to take action? Are you going to do the things you know are the steps we need to take to walk towards those manifestations? And are we going to sit in an open energy, this divine feminine energy, the openness of the heart to receive, to truly believe and know and receive in the heart space all of these things that we dream about, all of these things that we tell ourselves we know are possible? But the true test there is not just telling yourself, not just believing, but knowing it enough that when you see the action, when you're in observer mode and you see, oh, I can take action here, you take the action, regardless of how uncomfortable it might feel, because sometimes we've associated action with discomfort, meaning that when we move towards these things that feel so near and dear to us, we have to take leaps of faith, and sometimes those leaps of faith feel very uncomfortable because you're like, oh, I don't know. And that not knowing can feel very uncomfortable, but a lot of these new possibilities and a lot of the deaths and births we go through are related to trust and hope and faith enough to not know and still go anyways, because whatever happens is what's meant to happen. And whether we stumble and fall or we fly, it doesn't matter, because if you never take action when you know that you can, when you are presented, when you have observed enough and you have enough information and you understand and you know, and you don't take action, that's on you. So in those moments, we don't want to create the energy for ourselves where we say, I wish I had, right? That's the past. That's past self, that's past energy. You're not that person anymore. You are in alignment, perfect alignment with everything you've ever dreamed. And now is a clean slate for you to move forward and take action in places that you know that you are able and capable to do so. You don't need to do it all at once. It doesn't need to become this big, huge thing where we overthink it. How am I going to get all the way to the destination? Don't focus on the destination. Focus on the now, in the present, and take each incremental step along the path that gets you to that destination. It's not about the destination. These journeys that we take are about you, about your mastery of self, about the adventures that you go on, and the journey that you take to get to that destination. Because at the end of your human experience, you're not going to want to sit there thinking about all the times you wish you had. So now, in the present, give yourself the gift of never having to experience that. I'm very proud of you, I hope you feel proud of you too, regardless of where you're at on your journey. If you're just starting out or you're right, at the end of putting up some buttons on that karmic cycle of lessons that you've been working so hard on. Either way, I'm proud of you. I feel proud of you. I hope you feel it too. I love you.